Kelly's Castle, the unfinished ruined mansion that had been built by a Scottish planter named William Kelly Smith. This castle is situated beside the Rye River, which is a small creek to the Kinta River. The construction started in 1915 before it ended incompletely at 1926. William Smith was born on 1st March in 1870 on a small farm near Dallas in Moorrefarth, Scotland. He was the third of 5 children in the family. At 20 years old, he decided to seek an opportunity as a civil engineer, which then ended up to be at Batu Gajah. In 1903, William had to leave for Scotland to be with his dying mother. On his return, he met a woman named Agnes on the ship headed for Penang. They must have fallen in love there because they were married immediately.
Like in Batu Gajah, William and Agnes lived in a wooden bungalow on William Estate called the Kelly's House. In 1904, Agnes gave birth to a baby girl named Helen. Then, in 1915, the couple was blessed with a newborn baby boy named Anthony. The construction of Kelly Castle started soon after Anthony's birth. However, he then faced a very great challenges where he lost substantial money when he tried to start a marble quarry. His concessions for mining and dredging were cancelled due to inactivity, probably because he lacked the capital. Coffee prices collapsed. He built a large distillery, factory, and laboratory to extract the perfume patchouli, planted new rubber trees, imported 200 laborers from India, built their living quarters, service roads, fencing, bridges, followed by the death of his cattle and ponies due to disease. All the circumstances exhausted his working capital. Finally, William had no choice but to sell 2/3 of Kelly's estate, which became Kinta Kelly's Limited.
Through World War I, the construction process became even slower due to the difficulty of bringing raw materials. In 1918, a deadly influenza pandemic known as the Spanish flu killed millions of people around the world. More than 70 of William's Indian estate workers died. Then, in 1926, William was traveled with her daughter Helen to visit Agnes and Anthony in Europe and to collect lift he had commissioned for his castle. However, he developed pneumonia and passed away on 11 December. In the end, Kelly's castle was never completed.
This is ghostly cloister balcony where his spirit roams at night. The ground floor consists of the main hall. This is an interpretation of how Kelly Smith's living room could have looked like. His collection included Chinese ceramics, Persian carpets, English watercolors, as well as objects from Europe, India, and Southeast Asia. They were Catholic, and this is their altar table. Next is Kelly Smith's dining hall. The adjoining room is a pantry or storeroom, and the meals were prepared in the kitchen adjacent to the castle. Next, this might have been Kelly Smith's reading room. Many visitors have heard the ghostly echoes of voices as in a formal parties. Next, we move to the spiral staircase. The spiral staircase led to a secret room, a hiding place for his wife and children in case for emergency. This basement room could also have been the circular dark room for photography, mentioned in an advertisement dated 7 October 1927, when the Kelly's house, including the half-completed castle, was offered for sale after William passed away.
Linen rooms were located at level 1 and level 2, where clean bed linen and table linen were stored in a dry environment. There are many guest rooms in the Kelly's castle, and this is the first guest room located at level 1. A guest room is for visiting relatives, friends, and business associates. This is the second guest room located at the same level. Descendants of Kelly Smith estate workers mention a secret staircase from the bathroom leading out to the castle grounds.
Here is the bathroom and secret passageway. We can see that Helen's room is connected to Anthony's room through the bathroom, and the secret passageway was created. A staircase leads to the floor below and out of the castle. And here is the Anthony's room. This room was planned for Anthony. He was born in 1915, 11 years after the birth of his sister Helen. It is connected to his sister's room through the bathroom. Anthony later followed his mother to Britain for his education. He was a pilot and died during the Second World War. Here is another staircase leads to the ground floor.
Akak dari mana? Daripada Kelantan. Kelantan datang sini. Wah, so apa yang membuatkan akak datang kat sini?
Sebab orang kata beratur dulu.
Daripada mana tahu tempat ni? Internet lah. Datang berdua je lah daripada Kelantan. Wow, okay. So, kenapa pilih tempat ni? Apa yang tertarik nak rawat tempat ni?
Kelantan tak ada kot.
Oh, Kelantan tadi. Oh, okay. So, sebelum lawat ni, apa yang tahu pasal Kelly Castle?
Tahu dia satu bangunan. Macam nak buat tapi tak sempat nak siap.
Tak sempat nak siap. Ada tak tahu sejarah yang apa-apa sejarah pasal tempat ni ke? Tak tahu. So, dah buat tour kat sini ke belum?
Jalan dah sampai
Dah jalan
tak
dah.
lagi.
So, ada tak apa-apa information yang macam baru dapat lepas dah lawat tempat ni?
Tahu sikit-sikit lah.
Boleh kongsi?
Macam tak daripada naik sampai atas ni. Tahu lah macam sebenarnya dia nak buat benda tu tapi tak jadi. Macam nak buat lift yang pertama